And we're back. So we are here in the Advanced Auto Parts parking lot. We have new spark plugs, new PCV valve, socket just in case. I always buy an extra socket. Doesn't hurt. So we're gonna be heading home and doing the spark plugs. It's kind of dirty. We're gonna be doing the spark plugs, the mass airflow sensor. We're gonna be cleaning it and doing spark plugs and the PCV valve. So we're gonna run home, start working on this. Funny thing is, so these are the same spark plugs I currently have on the Altima. I replaced them at 100,000 miles, like on the dot, right when I had 100,000 in like 5 miles or something. I replaced them with the same ones, the Autolite Iridium XP. These are rated 100,000 miles. I currently have 217,000 miles on the car. So I have about 117,000 miles on the current set, and they haven't caused any issues. But it's time for a tune-up, so we're gonna do that. She's also just got done getting a control arm, well, 2 control arms installed. One of them was shot. So I was just gonna cheap out and replace the one side that was bad. I know you're supposed to replace them in pairs, but again, I'm trying to cheap out on the car because I don't drive it a lot anymore. It was just to get it done because it kept clunking. But the other one was completely shot too. Once you actually like took a look at it, the ball joint was just blown out. So I just had both of them replaced. It costed me $500 to get both of them replaced and an alignment done. So we just got the car back. I haven't even driven it yet. He just dropped it off at my place. So yeah, we're gonna go grab the car and get some work done. So these parts, the spark plug socket was $8. Now here's the thing. Here's the best part of all this. Hold on. The dealership quoted me $455 to do spark plugs. I got the spark plugs, the PCV valve, and the anti-seize all together for $49, and the socket was like $5, so $55. That was also after I saved like $12 from using my Advanced Auto Parts Perks reward card. So we saved some money doing it. So we're gonna head home and do this all for $50. It shouldn't take more than honestly 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna go home. I hope the spark plugs come out. I don't remember if I put anti-seize on them before, but we're gonna hope they come out. But other than that, guys, we're gonna be driving to go get the Altima and work on it. So I'll check back in when I'm in the garage. Hello, YouTube. So we're here with the Altima. We're under the hood. I actually just got her back because she had to get a new set of pads and rotors because apparently the old ones were defective, which is why after only 1,000 miles on them, I was getting a shimmy on the highway when I braked. And then down there, I don't know if you can see that, but that shiny new metal, new control arms, night and day difference. Absolute night and day difference. 217,000 miles on the old control arms. Decided to throw them out. I was planning on renting a car and driving to California and back, which is about a 6,000 to 7,000 mile road trip. Then I said, you know what, why not just put, some money into this, since I'm going to be like driving this around anyway. So I ended up putting, I think today was $500 for the discs. Discs and rotors were under warranty, but the control arms installed. So that should be good. But today, what we're going to be working on is we're going to check the mass airflow sensor. If I do have some mass airflow sensor cleaner somewhere, I'm going to spray it clean. And then we take off this. We're going to do the spark plugs because I put spark plugs when it had 100,000 miles in some. And now she's sitting at 217. Let me show you guys. 217,679. So, let me just grab all stuff now. We have these Autolite. These are the same ones I got before. I even pulled the old receipt. Socket for it, 9/16. Spark plug socket and a new PCV valve. Because it all should be right there. So we're going to get this all done quickly. This should take under half an hour to do. And we will have new spark plugs. So, and new PCV valve. I'm kind of just curious about the PCV valve. That's why I'm replacing it. But first, we got to get this off. This is just those little, like, see if I can get the camera on. Those little hex nuts. There's 3 of them. So we're going to take those 3 off, and then I'll be back. Okay, so let's start off with the PCV valve. Thankfully, on this car, it's not hard to get to. It's right here versus like the Scion. So you just squeeze this, and you squeeze this. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try to mount the camera somewhere. Okay, so basically I just pop the hose off. Thankfully it's not brittle. It was easier just to grab a vice grip than to grab whatever wrench this needs. I did see somewhere that Nissan said don't use these orange ones anymore. Use the black ones they put out, but you hear that? This one's still good, relatively speaking. If you remember the Scions, it was all gunked up and like it wouldn't make a noise, it wouldn't click back and forth. You want to hear that click. That means it's loose and it's not like clogged. Because if we get the new one, so hear this. This one. So this one's still freaking good. So it's able to move back and forth and like allow the air to escape, or gas or oils or whatever it is. 217,000 miles on this PCV valve. That is pretty good. Pretty good. Cool. So we're just gonna go ahead and thread this one in. And there are torque numbers right there. So I'm gonna put this back in and I'll be back. Okay. So PCV valve is back in. The one thing you want to be careful of is you want to follow the torque numbers. You don't want to tighten it too hard because that's all plastic. So, hold on. Probably undo these first. Okay, let me undo these first. And we'll get moving on. This is a 10mm, by the way. Of course, all Japanese cars usually love to use 10mm, but we're gonna pull out. You just push down and pull out on these little tabs. So you grab yourself a flathead, and we'll get those out. Okay, so you know how sometimes things don't work in your favor. I might have not gotten a deep enough socket from Advanced Auto. I don't have my toolbox on me, so we are making do with a breaker bar and a vice grip attached to it. Just be careful with that. Actually, okay. Again, we're just trying to make do because I don't have time to go to the store, but this is working just fine. My biggest fear was this corner right here, so now that we can get this corner piece out, we should be good. Let's see how this thing fared after 117,000 miles. Not too bad. Not. Again, it's the Autolite Iridium XP. This has 117,000 miles on it. I will put it next to a new one and show you guys a closer view. Okay, here we are upon closer inspection. So, let's see if you can get it to zoom. Not cracked. A little bit of rust on the bolt hole. The one thing I am noticing is that little tip. Let's see if we can focus. 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 I can't get to focus, guys. There we go. Why isn't it focusing? Hold on, guys. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but when you compare the two, okay, there we go. See how the little tip coming out of the old one versus the new one, there's a little bit more metal to it. I don't know what that tip is called. I'm gonna call it the nipple. But the nipple on the new one has a little, there we go, has a little bit more life versus this old one. See that? Almost gone, honestly, versus that new one. See that? There we go, look at that. So, for 117,000 miles, did pretty well, but it was due for a replacement, so we're gonna get back into replacing it. Okay, so we put a little bit of anti-seize lubricant on it, and we're gonna go back in there. Now, be careful. You don't want to touch that tip to anything. Kind of just want to fall into place. If it gives you a hard time to thread it, don't fight it. Go backwards and try again. Don't fight it if it doesn't want to go in. So right now it's going in smoothly. 117,000 miles, they don't look that bad. I'm sure the car will be a lot happier with these. But I'm gonna pull all of them out. So I'm gonna finish this one up. All you gotta do is put that coil pack right there, back on it, put the 10mm bolt in that little bolt hole right there, the little gold colored one, and attach that little connector to it. I'm gonna do one by one, and I will pull all 4 spark plugs out and show you guys what they look like at the end of it. But I need both hands for this. Yeah. And just like that, we're done. I was gonna do the mass airflow sensor, which is right here. Just 2 Phillips head screwdrivers. You unplug it and you just spray down some mass sensor cleaner. I don't have it. I'm not about to use like anything else. Carb cleaner or brake cleaner. I'm not gonna mess with that. I know the air filter is basically brand new. There's about 10,000 miles on it. On this car, there's these latches right here. You got 2 on the side, 1 over here, and 2 on the side, and actually it all comes out. But yeah, we got new spark plugs, new PCV. So I did pull out the spark plugs. So I don't know which side starts off at 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're gonna pretend this is number 1 and this is number 4. So now if we go over here, this is number 1. Hold on, this is let me grab you guys the flashlight. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in their respective cylinders. They all have the same amount of wear. None of them is more worn than the other from what I can see. None of the tips are fully broken off. There isn't really any buildup on the top of the like metally thing right up here. This little tip right there, there's nothing on top of that. Sometimes I see like the buildup on it. So for almost 120,000 miles, honestly, I think they've held up fairly well. But we're gonna go tidy it all up. Somebody's alarm's going off right now. We're gonna tie this all up and call it a day. This is literally 20 minutes and I'm done. Don't pay the dealership $400 or $500 to do this. Do it yourself. It's a lot cheaper and it's not too bad. This stuff right here is probably from the anti-seize I put on it. I think I put too much on one of them. But Do it yourself, save yourself the money. It's super easy, and I do recommend the Autolite Iridium XP spark plugs. They held up pretty well after 120,000 miles. But yeah, we're gonna tie this all up, guys. Altima's doing good. Oh wait, I should probably start it up for you guys. Should I not? Okay, let's move all this stuff. Yeah, that just happened. It's okay. Tools are right here. This is all garbage. 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 It fell on the it fell down here. It can stay there, it's fine. Everything's buttoned up, PCB valve's buttoned up. Let's start her up. Just to show you guys that we won't have a misfire or anything crazy like that. It's running good. Don't check engine lights. Wait a second. What? That's kind of odd. It feels more responsive. Ooh. Okay, I guess it feels a tad bit more responsive. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna call that a win. I'm gonna stop revving it before I choke myself. But I'm gonna call I'm gonna call it a win. It feels a little bit more responsive. So good. Easy fix. Well, not even fix. Easy maintenance job you guys can do yourselves. Highly recommend it. Again, I'm all in under 50 bucks on all this. If you have an Altima or honestly any car, it shouldn't be too hard, especially these 4 cylinders where they go left to right versus like the i6 in my BMW that goes front to back, or the last couple cylinders are hard to get to. Highly recommend you guys do this yourselves, save yourselves the money. We're gonna put this all back together and call it a day. Thanks for tuning in.